Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Umne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet MP Deo Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. Today, we will see the another lecture in this series of lectures in genetics. And today's topic of the lecture is gene mutations. Last time we have seen the different chromosomal mutations or the chromosomal aberrations, and now we will see the similar type of the mutation but at the gene level, and hence it is known as the gene mutation. Now, what is gene mutation? So, before understanding the meaning of gene mutation, we have to understand the meaning of gene first and the meaning of mutation at the second level, so that we will be able to understand the correct meaning of the gene mutation. In last lectures, we have seen the Watson and Crick model of the DNA, in which the two DNA strands are antiparallel to each other, and it is a double-stranded helical structure, and there is a complementary nitrogen base pairing in between these different nitrogenous bases. So, we can directly say that such a type of the complementary nitrogen bases is present in these two strands which are antiparallel to each other and are helical to each other. And last time in the last lecture that we have seen the complementary nitrogen bases, that is nothing but the A form the base pairs with the T with the two hydrogen bonds, and G form the pair with the C through the three hydrogen bonds, that is the adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine, and simply for the remember we can say that the at Gandhi Chowk. So, there is a such a type of the hydrogen bondings in between the two DNA strands. Means if we know the sequence of nitrogen bases on the one strand, we can easily understand or identify the sequence of nitrogen bases on the another strand. Now, this DNA molecule later on is responsible for the formation of the mRNA, and this sequence of nitrogen bases from the mRNA is used for the formation of proteins, and all enzymes are proteins. So, the different functions which are carried out in the body, that are carried out through the formation of the proteins or the enzymes through this DNA molecule. Means whenever we are talking about this segment of DNA which is responsible for the synthesis of a particular protein, then this segment is known as gene. So, directly we can say that the gene is nothing but the segment of DNA which is responsible for the synthesis of a particular protein or the enzyme. In addition to that, if we see the structure of the DNA, as we have seen, there are the presence of the different type of the nitrogen bases, that is the adenine, thymine, guanine and the cytosine. So, this particular sequence of the nitrogen bases is responsible for the formation of the particular language in the form of the codes on the DNA. If this sequence of the nitrogen bases get changed, automatically the sequence of nitrogen bases on the mRNA will change, and if the sequence of nitrogen bases on the mRNA will change, automatically the structure of protein or the properties of the protein or the enzymes will also change, and naturally it will responsible to change its function. So, we can say that the any change in the DNA of the organism, and that is nothing but the mutation. And earlier we have seen that the DNA is nothing but the gene. So, that gene mutation is nothing but the change in the DNA or the particular gene of the organism. And if we simply say that the mutation, then the sudden heritable qualitative or the quantitative change in the DNA of the organism is known as the mutation. So if we see this DNA molecule, as earlier we have seen that here there is a such type of the pairing of the nitrogen bases, and if this sequence of the nitrogen bases get changed or their structure get changed or some other chemical compounds which are analogous to that of the nitrogen bases are added to the DNA, then also it will change. So such type of any change in the sequence of nitrogen bases in the DNA molecule, that is nothing but the gene mutation. So in today's lecture we will see the different gene mutations. So for example, here there is a many gene mutations in the human beings, animals as well as the plants. So some of the interesting examples are taken into the consideration in this lecture, that here you will find that there are the presence of the many fingers, that is the polydactyly type of the condition. Here there is a formation of the albino patch on the forehead including the hairs. Then here in the third figure there are the formation of the one head but with the two faces, development of the hairs on the face. This is quite famous picture on the internet also. This is the old appearance in the young age, and here there are the formation of the certain coloration on the skin of the face. So all these are the different examples of the mutation, and if you see the thumbnail picture, that is also one of the example of the mutation with respect to the color of the eyes. The other examples from the plants, and that is here you can see there is a formation of the two different type of the colors on the petals of the flower, that here there are the yellow colored petals and here the red colored petals. So this is also carried out or formed because of the expression of certain mutated genes. This is again one of the example of the mutation. Because of the mutation, here instead of the formation of the single taproot, here there is a division and formation of the multiple taproots in the carrot. If you see this third picture, you will find that here instead of the formation of the pink petals, the one petal is completely white, and this is again one of the example of the mutation. Such type of the many examples like the tomato in the other plants or other fruits also we are observing, and routinely they are sharing through the social media as well as the newspapers also, that the different fruits are taking the different shapes, and this is again one of the examples of the mutation. So such a type of the thousands of mutations in the nature are there due to the natural different conditions, and even such type of the mutations can be introduced in the plants or the crop plants. These types of the gene mutation. Now this is a big topic, and hence the gene mutation is divided into the two lectures, that is the part 1 and the part 2. So in this part 1 we will take into the consideration that the gene mutation according to the type of the cells, then according to the origin, according to the type of chromosomes, then according to the magnitude of the phenotypic effects, then according to the consequent change in the amino acid sequences. So all these 5 different types we will consider in today's lecture, and that is in the part 1, and the according to the direction and according to the size and quality we will see in the part 2 of this gene mutation lecture. So first one, that is according to the type of the cell which is involved in the mutation. So in every organism there are the two different type of the cells, that is somatic cells and second one is a gametic cell. So gametic cells are those cells which are responsible for the formation of the male gamete and the female gamete. So such a type of the cells which are involved in the formation of the male and the female gamete are known as the gametic cells, while other than the cells which are responsible for the formation of the gametes, they are known as the somatic cells. Even in the plants, we can say that they are the vegetative cells. So if there is a certain change in the DNA or the chromosome of the vegetative cell or the somatic cell of the body, then it is known as the somatic mutation. But when there is a change in the DNA of the gametes, that is the male gamete or the female gamete, that is the sperm or the egg or ovum, then such a type of the mutations are known as the gametic mutations. So if you see this image, you will find that here there is a difference in between the two eyes, and this is because of the mutation, that is the somatic mutation in the one single eye. Even the similar type of the cases were reported in the cats also, like the humans. If you just search the somatic mutations or the human mutations in the eye, you will found the thousands of pictures. So such type of the somatic mutations are there in the plants, animals as well as the human beings. In addition to that, if we see the somatic mutation, then they are not involved in the evolution, as the somatic mutations are restricted to the particular organism and they are not found in the next generation, and hence they are not playing any role in the evolution as well as speciation, that is the formation of species. But if we see the gametic mutation, this gametic mutation are entering or present in the sperms or the gametes, that is the male and the female gamete, and they are involved in the next generation. So if we see this next generation organism, we will find a certain changes or the mutations. So this type of the mutation, that is the gametic mutation, are playing an important role in the evolution as well as the speciation. The second type, that is according to the origin of the mutation. Here first one, that is the spontaneous mutation, and the second one is a induced mutation. The spontaneous mutations are introduced by the environment, and these are also known as background mutations. Due to the certain factors in the environment, like the temperature, then ultraviolet radiations, then visible light, etc., are also responsible for the mutations, that is natural mutations, and these are known as the spontaneous mutations. If you see the spontaneous mutation, then this type of the mutations are always random and they are not specific or as per the requirement of the organisms, and hence they may be beneficial to the organism or they may be the harmful to the organism. But the second type of the mutation, that is the induced mutations, they are introduced with respect to the particular function by the organism. Say for example, if we want to produce the plants or any variety of a particular plant with respect to the particular disease, that is the disease resistant plant. So in such a situation, there is a need to alter, to change the certain genes of that organism so that it can attain that disease resistant ability. So such a type of the changes in the genome or the DNA of the organism can be introduced artificially, and such a type of the artificially induced mutations are the synthetic mutations, or also known as they are the induced mutations. So the induced mutation can be introduced with the help of certain radiations which are of the two different types, that is ionizing radiations and second one, that is non-ionizing radiations. So first one that we will see, that is the ionizing radiations. The correct methodology or the working of the ionizing radiations as a mutagen is not known. The substance which is to be used to introduce the change in the DNA molecule, or it is responsible for the mutation, then it is known as the mutagens. They may be the physical or they may be the chemical. Say for example, here the radiation, use of the radiation, that is the ionizing radiation or the non-ionizing radiation, means these are the mutagens because they are responsible for the introduction of the mutations. So there is a utilization of the alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, even the neutrons, protons and electrons, because these are the fast moving particles, and usually for the ionization there is use of the fast moving particles. If we see the structure of any atom, then it is made up of proton and the neutron, that is the nucleus, while the electrons are revolving around it, and because of the fixed energy level these are neutral. But if we see, they are irradiated with the help of fast moving particles. They are responsible to excite these electrons which are present in the different atoms, and hence these are expelled or ejaculated outside, and hence this neutral one atom later on, say for example, this A is the atom which was neutral, and later on by the loss of the electron it becomes ion with the positive charge. So such a type of the changes are there in the DNA molecule with respect to the radiations, that is the ionizing radiations, and hence they are responsible to change the DNA, and hence it is responsible for the mutation. So such a type of the mutation which are responsible to change with respect to the ionization of the atoms or the components, then it is known as the ionizing radiations as mutagens, and these are the alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays, even the proton, neutron and the electrons, etc. The second type, that is a non-ionizing radiations as a mutagens. So it means that these are not responsible for the ionization, and hence it is known as the non-ionizing radiations. Usually the ultraviolet rays as well as the visible light act as a non-ionizing radiation mutagen. If we see this ultraviolet light, then the wavelength bigger or at 2600 angstrom, it is responsible to act on the DNA, and hence the different nitrogen bases like the thymine which are present on the one single strand, like say for example this is the DNA strand and these are the nitrogen bases. If suppose here there is a T and here there is a T, that is the thymine, if there is a adjacent thymine molecules and if they are irradiated with the ultraviolet light having the wavelength more than 2600 angstrom. So in such a condition there is a formation of the bonds in between the adjacent thymine, and hence because of the formation of such type of the hydrogen bonds, there is a formation of the thymine dimers. So in the similar manner, here again there is a formation of the pyrimidine 6,4 photoproduct, which is again the dimer. So such a type of the thymine dimers are formed. When there is a formation of the thymine dimer, at that time there is a distortion in the DNA molecule, because after the formation of the dimers, they are not able to pair with the respective adenine, and hence later on during the replication, instead of getting pair with the adenine, they pair with the guanine, and hence because of the non-ionizing radiation mutations, here the AT pair later on is replaced with the GC pair, and hence here the sequence of nitrogen bases on the DNA molecule get changed, which is said to be the mutation. Then third one, that is a second one, that is a temperature, as the temperature is also playing a role as a mutagen. As we know, the temperature is basically responsible for the activity of different proteins and enzymes in every living organism. Hence, no question arises that how the temperature is responsible for the mutation. Even there is a study in the Swedish, that the Swedish man with the nudity and the other peoples wearing the pants, having found that the 3 ° Celsius temperature more in the scrotum. This means that here there is an increase in the temperature which adversely affect the formation of the sperms or the normal sperms. And even if there is a sudden increase in the temperature by the 10 ° Celsius, then it is responsible to increase the chances of the mutation by 2 to 3 folds. This means that here the temperature is also responsible to change the certain nitrogen base sequences of the DNA, because even the DNA is stable at the particular temperature. So hence here even the temperature can introduce the certain changes in the DNA molecule, and hence it is also one of the factor, that is the mutagen, and is involved in the formation of the mutations. The third one, mutagen, that is the chemical compounds, and the chemical compounds which are responsible for the change in the nitrogen bases of the DNA. So they are classified into the two types, that is first one is a direct change. There are many chemical mutagens like the nitrous acid, then nitrogen mustard, then formaldehyde, epoxide, dimethyl sulfonate, diethyl sulfonate, methyl methane sulfonate, ethyl methane sulfonate, and even nitrosoguanine. So these are the different chemical compounds which are responsible for the change in the nitrogen bases in the DNA molecule. If you see the activity of nitrous acid, then basically it is responsible for the deamination. If you see this word deamination, that is D means degeneration of the amino group. So if you see this cytosine, then adenine, then guanine, so you will find that there is a presence of a amino group on it. But by the action of nitrous acid, here the cytosine after the deamination is converted into the uracil, and we know that the cytosine form the hydrogen bonding with the guanine, but the uracil will form the hydrogen bonds with the adenine, and naturally the GC pair later on will be replaced by the AT pair. So this is the actually effect of the deamination, which is caused by the action of nitrous acid. In the similar manner, here the adenine after deamination is converted into the hypoxanthine, then guanine after the deamination convert into the xanthine, and 5-methylcytosine convert into the thymine. So these are some of the examples of the deamination in which there is a change in the particular nitrogen base, and later on after the change in the nitrogen base, it will pair with the unusual nitrogen bases, which result into the replacement of the nitrogen bases from the sequence, and that is responsible for the mutation in the DNA. Then this is another example that here the cytosine on deamination convert into the uracil, and in presence of some other chemical compounds like the dimethyl sulfonate, diethyl sulfonate, methyl methane sulfonate or ethyl methane sulfonate, they are converted into 5-methyl cytosine, and again on deamination of the 5-methyl cytosine, it convert into the thymine, and hence earlier as the cytosine were pairing with the guanine, and now if it is converted into the thymine, so it will pair with the adenine, and hence the sequence which were present on the DNA molecule, that is the cytosine and the guanine, that will be automatically replaced with the thymine and adenine, and hence this change in the nitrogen base sequence of the DNA molecule, and that is nothing but the mutation. So such type of the mutation is carried out in the DNA molecule when it is not replicating, and hence it is considered as a direct change in the gene. The second one, that is the copy error, and this is carried out during the DNA replication. Means when the DNA is in the process of replication, at that time certain similar type of the nitrogen bases or the other complementary factors which are added during the replication, then it is known as the copy error type of the mutation. So here these are the some of the examples from the mutagens, that is the 5-bromouracil, 2-aminopurine, then urethane triazine, then caffeine, phenol, certain carcinogens, and even the acridine, that is the proflavin and the manganese chloride. So these are the different chemical compounds which are responsible for the copy error type of the mutation during the replication. So say for example, if here there is a thymine, as the thymine is getting paired with the adenine by the 2 hydrogen bonds, but instead of the thymine during the DNA replication, here there is a utilization of 5-bromouracil, and the 5-bromouracil is found in the two different forms, that is in a keto forms and in a enol form. So here you can see the difference in between the keto and the enol form of the 5-bromouracil. If there is an keto form of the 5-bromouracil, it will form the hydrogen bonds with the adenine, and if there is an enol form, it will form the hydrogen bonding with the guanine. So on this basis we can say that here even there is a change in the nitrogen base pairing, if instead of the thymine during the replication the 5-bromouracil is misplacedly added, that is known as the copy error type of the method. So in the similar manner, there is a addition of some other nitrogen bases also during replication of the DNA molecule. So these are again some of the examples, that is the aminopurines, which is forming the 2 hydrogen bonds with the thymine, at the different locations, that is the second carbon atom and the third carbon atom, while in the another case with the cytosine, here it will form the two hydrogen bonds with the aminopurine. Very commonly we know that the cytosine can form the three hydrogen bonds with the guanine. So if there is an addition of the aminopurine instead of the guanine, automatically later on in the next replication, this GC pair will be replaced by the AT pair. So in this way there is a change in the sequence of nitrogen bases. Here again the type of hydrogen bonding in between the cytosine and the aminopurine is in a different manner, and which are responsible for the misplace of the different nitrogen bases during the replication, and that is known as the copy error mutations. The third type, that is according to the type of chromosomes. As we know, in the human beings there are the 46 chromosome, that is equal to 2n, that is the diploid chromosome number. Out of this 46 chromosome number, there are 44 autosomes and 2 are the sex chromosomes. So these 44 autosomes are present in 22 pairs, and these two sex chromosomes are X and the Y. That is the two X chromosomes in the female organism and X and Y chromosome in the male organism. Some similar type of the condition is present in the other animals also, including the insects, birds. While in some plants again the same type of the condition is present, or in some organism such type of the sex chromosome may be even absent. So if we see, there is a change in the DNA of the chromosome which is autosomal, that is from the autosome. Say for example, here there are the 22 pairs of the autosome, and this is the karyotype of the human beings. So these chromosomes right from the first to the 22, these are nothing but the autosomes of the human. So if there is any mutation in these different chromosomes which are known as the autosomes, then that type of the mutation is known as the autosomal mutation. If you see the different genetic disorders like the Down's syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, so these are related to that of the 21st chromosome and 18th chromosome respectively. Instead of it, there are even the mutations in the sex chromosomes of the organism, and such type of the mutations which are present in the sex chromosome, they are known as the sex chromosomal mutations. So if these mutations are restricted to the X chromosome or the Y chromosome, then they will be considered as a sex chromosomal mutations. As in the female there are the presence of the 2X chromosome, hence if there will the mutation on the X chromosome, there will not be much more effect on the female organism, but as there is a presence of the single X chromosome in the male organism, it will be the effective in the male organism. And if there is a mutation on the Y chromosome, then it will always be present in the human male. So such type of the mutations on the autosomes as well as the sex chromosomes are also common in the different organisms, right from the plants, animals and the human beings also. The next one, that is the mutations according to the magnitude of the phenotypic effect. Means after the mutation and expression of that mutated gene, there is a formation of the phenotype. As we have seen earlier in the different lectures, that is the dominant gene, recessive gene, etc. So such a type of the expression is there by the different mutated genes, and on the basis of that there are the different types. So first one, that is the dominant mutations. Say for example, if there is a mutation in a particular gene, then if after the mutation it becomes dominant, that it expresses itself in the F1 generation, then it is known as the dominant mutation. Say for example, if there is a formation of the yellow color of the plants, but later on this gene which is responsible for the formation of the yellow colored flower, that mutated into the another gene, and it is now responsible for the formation of red flowers. So if the formation of the red flower, and if it is dominant over the yellow, then we can say that such type of the mutations are known as dominant mutations. But in certain cases, say for example, that is the recessive mutations, here there will not be any adverse effect of the recessive mutation, as the recessive genes express itself only in the homozygous condition. So here this gene which is responsible for the formation of the yellow colored of the flower now mutated into the red colored flower, but this formation of the red colored flower is recessive to the yellow colored flower. So such type of the mutations will be considered as a recessive mutation, and the recessive mutation will only be express itself in a homozygous condition in the upcoming generations. Then the third type, that is the formation of the isoalleles. Iso means the same, means whenever there is a mutation in the particular gene, at that time it becomes somewhat similar, only there will be a minute difference in between their phenotypic expression or the phenotypic characteristics. Say for example, here in the third diagram we are able to find out that if this is responsible for the formation of the sky blue flowers, and if this gene is mutated and formation of the another gene, but here only there is a formation of the phenotype which is slightly different, and only certain extent of the expression is different, otherwise the color is same. So such a type of the gene expression which is responsible for the formation of the somewhat similar type of the phenotype even after the mutation, then these type of the mutation which do not change much more characters or the phenotype of the organism are known as the isoalleles. Means even after the mutation, here it is not responsible for the change in the characteristics of the organism. Then the next one, that is the lethal mutations, and in a lethal mutations, if the mutations occurs, that organism in which the mutation occur, that will die. So such type of the mutation in which after the mutation the organism die, then it is known as the lethal mutations. Again there is a subvital mutations which are related to that of the lethal mutations. So in a subvital mutation there is an increase in the chances of the survival of the organism, though there is a lethal mutation. Means their subvital mutations and the supervital mutations, these are some of the examples of the lethal mutations. But here the difference is that in a subvital mutations there is a increase in the chances of the survival of the organism than that of the lethal mutations, and hence this organism will survive. But when we are comparing that the supervital mutations with that of the subvital mutations, then it means that the cause of the improvement of the biological fitness under the certain conditions, means this type of the mutations are responsible to increase the fitness or the biological fitness of that particular organism with respect to the certain conditions. Say for example, if there is an organism A, after mutation it has ability to sustain the high temperature, that we can say that 56 to 60 degrees Celsius. So we can say that such type of the organism having the ability to resist the higher temperature. So such type of the changes or the mutations are known as the supervital mutations, and these supervital mutations are responsible to make the organism more fit in the different biological conditions in the environment. And the last part of this lecture, that is the mutations according to the consequent change in the amino acids sequence. These are classified into 4 different types. The first one, that is the missense mutations. So the missense mutation means that when there is a mutation in any nitrogen base on the DNA molecule. Say for example, this is the script of the DNA molecule and this is the script of the DNA having the certain change or the mutation. So if we see, this A is changed to G, and hence here the AUG, after the mutation at the first nitrogen base, it convert into the GUG. If such a type of the mutation occurs, the first codon, that is the AUG, is responsible for the recognition as a methionine, but after the mutation the codon becomes GUG and it is responsible to recognize the amino acid, that is the valine, and this means that the complete meaning of that particular codon get changed. Such a type of the mutation in the particular nitrogen base which is responsible to change the meaning of codon, and that is known as the missense mutations. The second one, that is the nonsense or the chain termination mutations. There are the 3 different codons, that is UAG, UGA and UAA, which are considered as a chain termination codons or nonsense codon or the stop codons. We will see it in the lecture of the genetic code. So when any codon after the mutation convert into these nonsense codon or the termination codon or the stop codon, then that type of the mutation is known as the nonsense or the chain termination mutation. Say for example, here earlier the sequence was UAC, and now after the mutation of this sequence, that is the third place, here it changes from C to G, and because of that the UAC is now changed into UAG, and if we see this UAG, it is a nonsense codon or the termination codon. So such a type of the mutation in the particular nitrogen base sequence which result into the formation of the nonsense codon, stop codon or the chain termination codon, then these mutations are known as the nonsense mutation or the chain termination mutations. The third type, that is silent mutations. So if we see the sequence of nitrogen bases on the DNA which are responsible for the formation of the codons, so if there is a change in the sequence of the nitrogen bases on the DNA, that is here at the third place there is a presence of adenine, and after the mutation here the adenine is replaced by the guanine. So the sequence, that is the UCA, is later on changed to UCG. But in both cases, though there is a change in the last or the third nitrogen base of the codon, there is no change in the recognition of the amino acid. That the UCA is also responsible to recognize the serine as an amino acid, and even the UCG is also responsible to recognize the same amino acid, and that is the serine. So even after the mutation, there is no any change in the meaning of the codon. So such a type of the mutations which are though carried out but are not affecting in the reading frame of the genes or the codon, and that is known as the silent mutations. And the last one, that is the temperature sensitive mutations. As we know, the process that the DNA is responsible for the formation of the DNA through the replication. Then from the DNA there is a formation of mRNA, that is transcription, and from the mRNA there is a formation of the protein, and that is known as the translation or the gene expression. Means here the sequence of nitrogen bases which is present on the DNA molecule is first of all transferred to the sequence of nitrogen bases in the form of the mRNA, and the sequence of nitrogen bases on the mRNA is used for the formation of the protein. So whatever the change on the DNA, that will enter in the RNA, and through the RNA it will enter into the protein, and these proteins are responsible for the different phenotypic expression in the body. And hence after the mutation or the change in the sequence of nitrogen bases on the DNA, there is an expression of the phenotypic effects. So here also, if there is a change in the DNA molecule and it is responsible for the formation of the certain changed structure of the protein, and if this protein which is formed after the mutation, that will respond in a different manner at the different temperature. If this temperature is active at the 30 degree Celsius temperature, but it is inactive when it is present in a 40 degree to 42 degree Celsius temperature. So such a type of the mutation which are responsible for the formation of the protein, which are responding the activity in the form of differential action with respect to the different temperature range. So such type of the mutations are known as the temperature sensitive or the TS mutations. These remaining two types of the mutations we will see in the next lecture, that is the gene mutation part 2. I am hopeful that this lecture will be useful to you in preparation of your examination as well as in understanding the correct meaning or the different aspects of the gene mutation. So thank you very much for your kind listening of this complete lecture. If you like this lecture and if it is beneficial to you, then kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Botany for You, and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on different life sciences titles. Thanks a lot once again.